Yo, what's up? NBA fans, today we're diving into the wildest NBA offseason moves from the Western Conference. Trade signings, shockers. We're ranking every team's summer shakeup, from genius front office masterclasses to straight up head scratchers. And listen, we're only covering the West in this video. Why? Because 30 teams is a lot, and we're not trying to drop a Netflix documentary. But if this video hits just 5 likes, yeah, just 5, we'll drop the Eastern Conference breakdown next. So smash that like button and let's get into it. Stick around, you're not going to want to miss this. Starting with the Pacific Division, the Golden State Warriors. Word out is they're circling Josh Giddey in a potential sign and trade, maybe sending out Jonathan Kuminga in return. That move could bring a high IQ ball handler to help Steph cook even more efficiently. Meanwhile, ESPN notes their status with Kuminga is holding their evaluation up. Grades are incomplete until that shakes out. Bottom line, they're still a dangerous, veteran-laden squad, but the Kuminga drama muddies the water, so I'll slot them at a B+. Up next, Lakers. Now, the Lakers sealed the deal. Luka signed a massive 3-year, $165 million extension, complete with a 2028-29 player option. That move locks down their future and doubles down on the high ceiling star power. But sports insiders warn they might regress due to perimeter defense issues and depth concerns, even after adding guys like Ayton and Smart. So power-wise, fully committed heroes, but still a few question marks on the roster balance. I'm giving them a B+ as well. And now, Clippers. The Clips played it smart, reshuffling their roster around Harden and re-signing Brook Lopez, keeping themselves competitive without overcommitting. They're not making waves, but consistency still counts in a loaded West. A solid, workman-like rebuild. That earns them a straight-up B. Green light to Phoenix. Over in Phoenix, trade rumors are swirling around Trae Young as a potential blockbuster replacement for KD. That's huge. Could reimagine their offense overnight. Right now, they've made some defensive tweaks, but nothing confirmed yet. So, it's still speculative, but spicy. That puts them at a cautious B for now. Last stop, Sacramento Kings. You're still playing the long game, focusing on youth, athletic wings, and defense fluidity. Rumor-wise, things are quiet, nothing particularly splashy, so they're banking on growth more than star moves. That's why they land at a B, lower mid-tier with upside. Shifting over to the Northwest, where every team's hungry. Denver Nuggets. Denver played smart this offseason, moving Michael Porter Jr. in a trade for Cam Johnson, a solid 3-and-D wing who fits their system well. They also brought back Jonas Valanciunas to shore up the front court and added Karis LeVert off the bench to boost their scoring punch. These moves are subtle but impactful, focusing on improving depth and balance. With Nikola Jokic still the heart and soul, this team looks poised to remain a playoff threat, though they might lack the firepower to truly challenge the very top. I'm giving Denver a B+ grade for a strong, balanced offseason. Minnesota Timberwolves. The Wolves doubled down on continuity, locking in Naz Reid with a big 5-year, $125 million deal to maintain their bench scoring. They've also kept their core intact, banking on D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Edwards to grow even more. Defense remains a concern, something they still need to fix if they want to contend deep in the playoffs. Their front office is clearly betting on chemistry and steady growth rather than splashy moves. Overall, Minnesota earns a B grade for stability with some risks. Oklahoma City Thunder, OKC made a huge statement by signing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to a massive 4-year, $285 million extension, locking in their star for years to come. They also added some shooting and defensive role players to complement their young core. ESPN currently rates them as a Tier 1 contender in the West, showing real respect for their talent and potential. This team is built for the future but looks ready to compete now. I'm calling the Thunder an A-tier team, a legit title contender. Portland Trail Blazers. Portland stayed quiet in free agency, opting to develop their young players rather than make big splashes. They still face questions around consistency and health, which have plagued them in recent years. Without major upgrades, they'll rely heavily on Damian Lillard and their developing pieces. Their playoff hopes hinge on steady growth, but they aren't favorites. I'm giving Portland a B- grade for an offseason that's more about patience than transformation. Utah Jazz. The Jazz focus on defense and adding veteran depth, trying to build a gritty, tough squad that can grind through playoff battles. While they didn't make headline-grabbing moves, their front office prioritized chemistry and experience. However, in the stacked West, they might struggle to get past the first couple rounds. They're a solid playoff team, but not a title threat yet. Utah gets a B- grade for a sensible, steady approach. Stepping into the Southwest Division, we have up next the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas went aggressive this offseason, adding promising young talent like Cooper Flagg to build around Luka Doncic. Their front office showed they're serious about retooling the roster with shooters and playmakers who can space the floor. However, defensive issues from last year still need fixing for this team to go deep. It's a bold but risky rebuild attempt. I'm rating Dallas a B+ grade for a high potential but uncertain offseason. Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis kept their core intact and added some defensive depth, maintaining their identity as a gritty, physical team. They re-signed key players and brought in bench pieces to boost toughness and versatility. The Grizzlies are built to compete and grind in the playoffs but still need a star boost to make a serious finals run. Their moves reflect smart front office management with a focus on stability. Memphis earns a B+ grade for a well-rounded offseason. New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans focused on improving their front court with targeted signings and adding shooters to space the floor. Their young core, led by Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram, is talented but still inconsistent. The Pelicans need more time for growth before they can realistically challenge top West teams. This offseason was about building depth and developing talent. I'm giving New Orleans a B- grade for progress but not yet contention. Houston Rockets. Houston's rebuild continues with youth development as the clear priority. They signed some veterans to mentor the young players but remain far from playoff contention. The focus is on acquiring draft assets and growing their core. Wins won't come easily this year, but the foundation is being laid. Houston gets a C-tier rebuilding grade, growth over immediate success. San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio is also deep in rebuilding mode, emphasizing youth and leadership development. They added experienced vets to help guide their promising young core but remain years away from playoff contention. Patience and player development are their focus this offseason. The Spurs are playing the long game here. They earn a C-tier rebuilding grade for continuing their patient rebuild. And that wraps up our deep dive into the Western Conference offseason. Some teams played it safe, others made bold moves, and a few are still laying the groundwork for the future. Who do you think made the smartest moves? Which teams are primed to surprise and who might struggle? Drop your thoughts in the comments. You want to hear your takes. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss the Eastern Conference video coming soon. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.